Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. I am sharing a channel on the Golden Weavers. And those of you who are weaving golden threads into the tapestry and clearing ancestral lines, the ancestral karmic lines, it is such an incredible metaphor. So I have to share this. This is for those that are weaving their golden threads. And you may not even realize you're doing that, but you are. And it blew my mind. So I have to share this because it blew my mind. Because for some reason, this is significant and it's part of the foundations of both the golden thread and the concept or idea of ascension and what's actually happening. It's like a yo-yo, I want to say. There's like yo-yo energy. So Ava, come lay down with me, honey. So when you're talking about the golden thread and when we're looking at that, the imagery that I just keep getting is we're weaving these golden threads from the divine, but I'm being told go back to the basics. You are the golden thread that is being woven into the tapestry. It's like watching yourself become one with the thread. You cannot weave a thread. As you touch it, you become one with it. It begins to integrate everything. It's like it's your energy. The thread is not separate from you. It's not something that's given to you from the divine as if it is separate. I'm hearing we are one. You are the golden thread that I have been weaving in the tapestry. And because you are a golden thread and because of your experiences, your thread was dyed a number of different colors. They're showing me that very natural, when you take, I want to say linens or cotton or hemp clothing, and you take that raw material and it's woven and you dip it into the beet juice and you dye it. They're showing you this process of dyeing with natural, I don't know why I'm getting that reference, but I'm being told it's for a reason. It's dyeing with natural root vegetables because the root is the answer to all things. So if we go back to the root, we think that the divine God, creator, Jesus, all these things are separate from us, and yet they're not. You cannot weave a golden thread and touch the thread and not remember your golden frequency as it is as one. So it's almost like as we weave that golden thread, you are remembering that you are the golden thread that has been being woven onto the earth plane the entire time. They are not separate. They are one. So look at all the interweavings, or look at all the different threads in the tapestry. Some of the threads, which are the billions of souls on the earth plane, there's a subset of group of souls who are white threads. They are meant to be woven white into the collective. There is another subset of groups that are golden threads, and they are meant to be woven as golden. There's another subset of souls that are red threads, and they are meant to be woven as that red. Ava says, go back to the root vegetables. The reason why we look at that beautiful blank canvas of the hemp linens that are woven, or the cotton that gets weaved so beautifully. I'm hearing Peter Cottontail as a confirmation for somebody on here. But Ava says, look at the blank slate of that beautiful natural cotton. It is not colored with any color on the canvas. It has not taken on anything. That's the unified field. And as it becomes aware and gets dyed into a root system, wow, she's showing me the root system of the 12 houses or the 12 universes that I think Matthias De Stefano talks about, the 12 universes. Each one has been dyed with a different root vegetable. We're taking really the 3D earth plane, earthly matter, and bringing it into that collective consciousness idea of these threads. So these golden threads that are being woven, you are that thread. And all these different colors of the threads in the tapestry all have a different color based on each of the 12 houses and also encompass all of the 12 houses. There are different, wow, I'm also being shown all the different colors of threads, regardless of the color of the thread. once you move through an ascension process, you naturally move back into that golden state. You think you are weaving it down here, but really you are retrieving you and remembering you are the golden thread. You are taking that root system from your ancestral lineage line. Let's say it's the beet roots, the root vegetable, that root lineage, or the karma that plays out through the ancestral lines. And you are weaving that golden thread of Christ consciousness, of one infinite creator, of healing, of inner power, empowerment, and weaving that golden thread, because that dying of the root ancestral lineage, it has been overcome, transcended. It has been transcended. So while we talk about weaving the golden thread, I'm being given the reference of weaving worlds. There are individuals on this earth plane that do have the capacity and are completely aware of this. However, it is not shared openly. They have the capacity and ability to weave worlds. And I feel like that's because they're in direct connection with specific subsets of souls. This linen of the tapestry is actually about moving from the aspects of fate into the aspects of destiny. When one takes that dyed root, they keep saying go back to the beet, which is like the red root or purple. I love beets. So it's so interesting that we're using that reference of the beets and the color of it, because it's such a rich, beautiful color. I'm being shown this cyc with the scythe, where they come in and the farmers, and they take the cyc and they cut down the harvest after it's grown up. I'm being shown that that's what we've been doing in this scattering. It's like cutting out any weeds that would entangle or choke out the roots of what we are, because we're trying to clear and cleanse them. Ava says, go back now, go back to the golden threads. When we heal our ancestral lines, we suddenly transmute into that golden I am presence, that inner power. Those that are weavers of worlds, moving from fate to destiny. You may look at the blank canvas before we are dyed with our root system ancestral lineage. That's a blank state. I keep hearing it's in the unified field. It's the collective consciousness, and different planetary systems, Venusian, Lyran, Pleiadian, whatever it is, they're all coming in, taking on a root system, dying that blank area, taking on the root system for a subset of souls. And their job is not necessarily to heal other people, but rather you must heal yourself, because everyone is a healer. You are a healer. You can heal anything and everything within your body, but only if you know, that, right? And if we don't know that, well, we wouldn't try that and wouldn't believe it's true. Therefore, stops us from actually being able to accomplish it. We are moving from the fate. So the fate is taking on that dyed root, ancestral, karmic patterns, all these different things. This shift that happened, March is important and imperative. It is experiencing the destiny part of it. So fate is, I've been dyed with this roots vegetable, this ancestral lines, clearing the karmic lines. I have experienced people, I have connected with people based on fate. But what were the purpose of that? It was actually to move us into that remembrance of the golden thread. That's why we had to be a blank canvas first, then get dyed with the root ancestral system, and then uncover this golden thread because of all those karmic contracts and those experiences back into our presence. And then we move into destiny. So for those of you who are weaving these beautiful golden threads, that thread is not separate from you. It is you who's done the work. And the divine is showing you, yes, that is your thread. Yes, I am giving it to you because it is you. I am you. You need not fear God. I am you. I am of the utmost love. I am you. You are that golden thread. And as you weave it down, you start to realize, dang, this is my power. Dang, this is my golden energy that's flowing off me. Dang, I can start to move things. Destiny is in play, is what I am hearing. And there's a number of souls who have already achieved this on the earth plane. Follow the leader. For some reason, you will know them. I'm being told to do another channel about these individuals specifically, because there's a certain nuance or energy or knowing that happens to me psychically, spiritually, and physically when I come into contact with these individuals specifically. And I want to share that because I feel like it's valuable information. And I don't know why, but let me tell you, my guides are telling me to share that. So I will share that, but I want to separate it from this because this piece has to be, it must be known first, is what Ava is saying. So it's moving from that died, faded idea of all those root systems on the earth plane. And once we've cleared those, we become that golden thread. It's just recognizing, wow, I am the thread of the divine because I'm connected to the divine, which dropped down the thread to be weaved on the earth plane. Remember, we're weaving the heart back into the tapestry. We're weaving that inner power back into the tapestry. And every time someone achieves this on the earth plane, this massive celebration happens in the spiritual realms. I'm seeing throngs. It's like I'm getting references of Greek and Roman empires. It's like standing in the center of these stone columns, very old, ancient Greece, Roman Empire, all these different things are coming in, but it's standing in the game, in the middle of it with the chariots, and suddenly recognizing when somebody achieves this for themselves, the entire arena is cheering for you. The entire arena was like, there's that golden thread. We knew you could do it. Dang, sister, dang, brother, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. When we achieve that for us, it's like the entire universe is in applause. You are being observed, watched, seen, helped, raised up to remember this piece. And what if that's just the game? Oh, I'm just clearing this karma to remember that I am the golden thread. So every time this golden thread, when one of you achieve this, that is a mastery of a whole other level. To master the self, because that's all any of us are doing. We're all so unique. We each have such different experiences. The idea that one person's mastery is the answer for everybody doesn't really make sense. We would all have to have the same journey. We would all have to have the same perceptions. And yet at the same time, I love that people stand up and say, this is my mastery and it's going to help you. Because guess what? There are pieces of their journey that helps me tremendously. And this is why each and every person to do it for yourself is a mastery unto itself. Every time one person reweaves that golden thread in place of the dyed root, in place of the unified field where it was a blank canvas, you are remembering God, you are remembering divinity, you are remembering you. And the second all of us over here in these other root systems, in the rest of the tapestry, we know subconsciously, we know on a spiritual realm, the moment an individual lights up their golden thread and weaves it into the tapestry. This is known. I cannot tell you this logically. It's not going to make logical sense. And for somebody on here who's a winged unicorn, you are going to understand this completely because I'm getting unicorns left, right, and center. I'm getting that beautiful white horse with the crown. Wild horses could not drag me away. That's the song coming in, Wild Horses. Who is that? Tom Petty? Wild Horses. Literally, this golden thread. Every time somebody lights that up, we feel that collectively, spiritually, and it's not always seen and it's not always understood. But I'm being told that this is very specific so that you know every step you take, every move you make. I'll be watching you. That's what it is. I'll be watching you. We are watching you. We are watching you not only light up your own string, but light up your own golden thread. That entire tapestry knows when a color has changed, when an energy has shifted, whether it's shifted becoming frayed and almost like there's parts of the tapestry of the earth plane. I'm being shown this. There's parts and weavings that have been burned. And when I say burned, they're like charred. Wherever there is a hole in the tapestry of the unified field, it is being rewoven as we speak. That's a message. I'm not sure who that's for, what the reference is, my friends, but I'm being told there's somebody on here where somebody tried to char or was charred, both and I'm feeling like in the tapestry. And pay no mind to this. My daughter Ava is saying, pay no mind to this. The divine reweaves. If something has been burned, it's because there was something there that should never have been in the tapestry or has been transmuted, and it's being burned so that it can rise like the phoenix. I'm seeing all massive amounts of golden thread only weaving over that burnt area in the tapestry or the blanket or whatever you want to call it. I'm just watching all these golden threads immediately growing and threading both this way and that, north, east, south, and west, to contain the whole, or to, that's the golden wisdom that comes from that absolute darkness. That's the reference that they want to share with me, but it has multiple meanings for each of you. It's almost like that burning out of the hole, an immediate growth. And I'm seeing it's like hair growth. It's like taking a plant on the earth and being able to see both below the earth and above the earth, seeing the beautiful roots vibrantly grow below, and at the same time watching it grow from above, as above, so below, right? If your roots be lower, vivid and vibrant and cleared with that golden thread now, all of this up here flourishes. It just flourishes when you have healthy roots. And I'm being told, think of it as plants. If all the plants die around you, seriously, that means you're not taking care of yourself. Think about it. When you have a plant that needs a lot of water, if that's the condition it needs and you don't water it, it's going to die. It's going to become dried out. And if you plant a plant in a pot and it outgrows the pot, the roots become entangled and bound and stagnant because they are dying to be set free, to be placed in a bigger pot or into the ground where it can really flourish and thrive. It's like running your hands through the dirt. I don't know if you guys are gardeners, any of you, but I like, yes, absolutely. For me, I love gardening. And my most favorite thing is I like to smell the earth and the plant. And I also like to put my hands in it. My mom is one of those people who always puts gardening gloves on. And every time I put my hands in the earth, she always says, you should wear gardening gloves because your nails are going to get dirty. But that's my favorite thing. That's my absolute favorite thing. I don't care that my nails get dirty. I don't care what that looks like. It feels so good to have my hands in the earth and the dirt. It just feels good. And when you pull out those stagnant roots from a root bound, I feel like this is because those that have been root bound, we're untangling and we're snipping some of the roots, cutting them in half to untangle them. Some of you, it's just like, oh, I feel like as we untangle these roots, it's like you can finally breathe again. And that's what the scattering is. Specifically, you talked about feeling like that scattered energy, right? We're both releasing things and untangling things, but at the same time, we have these moments of beautiful surrender, beautiful, like, oh, I can breathe in this moment. And I'm just surrendering, going to roll with whatever happens or goes on right now because there's so much going on. And I feel like we're both combining the roots. We're untangling these roots bound things that we've had in our systems for years. That's why, sweetheart, I'm hearing, that's why, sweetheart, you were placed into this ancestral line, right? You're placed into that ancestral line because you're going to change your threads. You're going to transmute it and ignite into this beautiful golden thread. But we must unbind the roots because you have been root bound in this small contained. You are limitless. You cannot be contained unless you allow yourself to be contained. And that's an allowance, but only if you know. That song just keeps playing, but only if you know, because it's true, right?
Yes.
When we start being taught all these different things from all these different places and all these different teachers, it's like, oh my God, I never even thought about that. Oh my gosh, I didn't even, consider that was even possible. Or wow, there's a teaching over there. I feel like knowledge is power, and it's not because the knowledge is the power. It's because it gives you the opportunity to expand and utilize the knowledge. It's using the knowledge that's the power, but having the knowledge is what gives us the power to be able to use it. So it's only if you know, and the more we tend to lean into learning and all of those things and unbinding our roots, well, the higher we fly, right? This beautiful golden thread. It's you. It's not being given to you. It's not separate from you. It is you. And that's why you're seeing it as you're being given it to weave it. My dear, the second you touch it, you will remember that you are the golden thread. I wove you many centuries ago. And you have just been weaving into yourself that goldenness. And again, I'm being shown that center point in the center of the games of Greece and Rome. I'm also getting the Oracle of Delphi coming in with that. And I feel like that's just a reference for people who are called to Greece. That is a remembrance. You're called there for a reason. And I'm also seeing in stone inscribed with all these symbols, every tier of this. It's like games. There's a word for it, but I don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry. But every tier, and it's in a circular state, every tier is circled with a different ancient symbolism inscribed with words. Each row, each throng, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like there's 12 rows. Every ancestral line is here. Every single ancestral line has golden weavers within it, because we have shifted from the karma state or the fated things that happen, and we've shifted into the destiny aspect of it. And that's why you guys have felt this shift. That's the first thing. Oh, I don't think anybody has not felt this shift. Even if we can't put our finger on it, ooh, everything just shifted. And I don't really know what that means. And I can't put my finger on it, but I know it shifted. And this is a wonderful thing. Every time we light up this golden thread, you're now in the mode of destiny, creator mode, I guess you could say, where everything you worked so hard for, everything that was in that dyed root vegetable thread has now been, again, look at all the golden threads being woven where it was burned out, or where there was darkness, or where there was difficulty. That has all been to fuel your destiny. So hop on your white-winged horse, Pegasus unicorn, and let's go. Let's go, sister. So do not limit yourself and say, I'm too old, or it's too late, or I should have done it earlier. That can just be thrown out of the window. It's no longer a thing. It's not too late. It's never too late until you're on your deathbed, is what I'm hearing. They're just saying that it's never too late. That's a limiting belief that we tell ourselves that stops ourselves from doing the things we want to do, under this limited belief that we can't do it because we're too old, or we're too this, we're too that, even if it's not about age. And that is only true if you decide it's true and decide to live that. And the only reason you've been feeling like it's too late was so that you could identify that story, so that you could remind yourself that you are the golden thread. And it's never too late. And that's why you're still here. Oh, because there's these things that you really want to do. Hence, it's never too late. And that's why you're still here, because it's not too late. There's just this completeness. If you are still alive, that means it is not too late. Okay. That is a message for, he says, the entire collective. For those of you who are hesitating on doing something, if you hesitate and don't do it, then you're the reason it's too late, because you didn't do it. But if you're here and you feel like you want to, well, that's why you're here, so that you can. It's easy peasy. Now fly. And that's the going back to basics, right? If we go back to the basics, I'm being told that is the linen metaphor concept. If we go back to the basics, y'all were always the golden thread. We were always that. We came into the blank canvas. We dyed it with a root system on the earth plane in the tapestry of the 3D consciousness. And every time one of us lights up with that golden thread, all the other threads around know it, and they glean strength. That's what I feel like it is. Like when you step into something and have this knowing that you consciously come to of your personal power, make no mistake, everybody else around you, whether it's conscious or unconscious, we receive something of that. I can't tell you how many times I come to a knowing and I channel it and I'm told to sit with it. And weeks later, months later, sometimes it's only a day later, somebody will be like, oh my gosh, I just had this thought. Da, 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 da. I was like, yep, that's exactly what I had the week before, the month before, 3 years ago, and vice versa. I'll have a thought. And all of a sudden I'll go and find something on YouTube and be like, that soul over there figured that out and I received it. And I'm thinking to myself, thank you to them, because what they did for them rippled out to all of us. And what I do for me ripples out to everybody else. And what you do for you ripples out, even if it's unconscious. And that's the beauty of the unified field, I feel like. I hope that you enjoyed this quick channel that I plucked out of our Channel Your Light community for Divine Feminines. If you feel like you would like to join us in this container and elevate yourself and really roll with those higher frequencies and receiving guidance, the link again to join that is in the video description box below. And until next time, beautiful souls.